Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis, and after Whiskey Business took an unintentionally long spring break, we are back. That's like an echo, right? Because our guests tonight are Echo Spirits with new booze on Whiskey Business tonight. Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis, and welcome back to Whiskey Business, the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey.
Here.
With an unintentional long spring break. I mean, things happen in life. We get busy. Everybody had something different to do and someplace to go.
Your tan looks great, by the way.
Thank you very much. I was on vacation for a week. You were on vacation. Yeah. Whitney was traveling for his work. He was gone. Yeah. Chip was in his cabin writing a manifesto.
That's right. Yeah, I was renovating the cabin. Yes.
That's right.
Working in the
out
woods.
Of the four of us, you would be the one I think that would write a manifesto. But it would be like the kindest, gentlest manifesto of all. It would be like something. So nice. It would be very
baking bread manifesto.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be something very Darwin-esque. That's just what because I don't think you got an angry bone in your body. You know, when some people go off the woods and write down, and when I come back into society, the hell that I will rain upon you. You know, Chip would be like, no, I need to get nutmeg.
I've never seen Chip spitting mad or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's make it our goal this
it
summer to do
won't
it.
It won't
Yeah,
work.
like face red, screaming.
Right out of the gate after we get reacquainted again here for a couple of minutes. Joe Bidinger and Nikhil Sharoff are here from Echo Spirits.
Right. Yes.
They've got they brought their rye and they brought their new. The boys have finally, because I feel like we've grown up with these guys in a sense. And you know, we always asked when's it going to be bourbon time? And guess what, fellas?
It's bourbon
time. It's bourbon time. So we'll get more details about that. But everybody's been good, right? Yeah. Everybody's been...
can't complain. I'm ready for summer to start.
Why? How's summer any different than spring for you?
Well, the kids will be home, which is a pain in the ass. But I don't know. It's just a totally different routine. I'm ready for a shakeup of a routine.
I don't need any shakeups. I've had enough shakeups as it is. It's enough.
My blood pressure's way down.
Good, Whitney. Yeah.
I've lost weight too.
Yeah, congratulations.
I went from 226 to 220.
That's 6 pounds.
I'm at 211 right now. I went down from 226.
Yeah, you're the one. You're
the
the biggest loser as far as the weight.
French
goes.
fries.
Cutting out French
So
fries.
I mean, can you drink more whiskey?
No.
Well, I'm supposed to curtail that a little bit. Although I still have my 3 to 4 ounces,
which you've saved for tonight, I assume.
Well, yeah, I made it so I can kind of maybe go a little bit extra, but not too much.
Yeah. And you weren't on Hansbury. You were on vacation. You didn't do anything. Did you go anywhere?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I was away.
No, we just did a staycation.
Staycation. Yeah. I made a movie.
Oh,
let's hear about it.
I made a movie.
What's the name of it?
The Pig Hill.
And you're the pig guy, right?
I am the king
of Pig Hill.
I am the king of Pig Hill.
Nice.
Yes.
It's a horror film that was shot in Meadville, Pennsylvania, and it's based on an urban legend in Pig Hill that supposedly in that part of the country there are pig-human hybrids living in the woods.
So you don't know if you're the father of these pigs.
No, I'm not the father of these pigs.
I just
run an illegal pig farm. But I am aware of the atrocities that are taking place.
Okay. Let's not give it away.
When does this come out?
I have no idea.
Will it be a theatrical release?
I have no idea.
The director was the guy who did that. What was that movie?
The Nick Cage
movie.
Yeah. The one with the
vampire one.
The animatronics of some sort.
Yeah, he was a
evil animatronics.
Yeah, he was a caretaker of someplace.
Willie.
Yeah, Shazam.
If we did our research, I'd be able to spit that out. But
as usual, we don't do our
research. But that was fun. That was fun to actually.
That sounds really fun. Are they going to have a Columbus premiere for you?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Well, you should request one.
I don't think so. I don't want one.
Well,
I just like to work. I just like to anonymously work and move on.
This sounds like a big budget thing. Like
it was a low to medium budget SAG project, Screen Actors Guild project.
All right.
So I'm glad I got that in because we might be going on strike here at the end of June.
Willie's Wonderland.
Willie's Wonderland.
That's what it was.
Right. Yep.
That's right.
How'd you know that?
He looked it up.
I just looked it up.
Went to the Google machine.
That's right.
Well, Chip, you see
he's
this
got the
device here?
technology.
What do you got there, pal?
And in July, I'm going to the World Series of Poker.
That's right.
That's right. Yes.
Just found out about that last week.
I won the buy.
Congratulations.
So when we first started doing the podcast, we did a podcast about your poker buddies. Do you remember we were in the basement? It had to have been like in the first 10 or 12.
Season one.
But yeah,
Whiskey
I
business.
came over, set up the gear in the poker room while you guys were doing a tournament or playing your games, and we just kind of talked to each other.
Did we?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll have to go back and look. But anyway, it's that same crew that you played with, and now you're going.
Because we have a tournament that starts in September and goes till April, and the winner of that, it's a point system. Whoever has the most points at the end, because the money that we contribute on a monthly basis goes to the $10,000 buy-in. And then the winner gets the $10,000 buy-in plus some expense money. So I'm off to Las Vegas.
There you go.
So we'll have to do an episode, a follow-up, maybe either right before or when you come back, or both.
I don't
Or
know.
if it's scheduled right, we could do it during. And you could do a remote
I need to
podcast.
focus, Chip.
Yeah, well,
I need to focus
do
on
we
my
not
game.
help you focus?
I need to focus. I'm going to be working.
I
Are
saw
you
your book over
sunglasses?
here.
No sunglasses.
I'm no sunglasses.
No sunglasses.
I want them to see my eyes.
I saw your book.
I want them to
Zen
see me
poster.
peer
Cool,
into their
steely
souls.
death
Yeah.
stare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should we do the business while we get these guys?
Oh, yeah, the
together?
business. See, I forgot all about the business, and then we'll get to our guests
Whiskey
because they got some good
business.
whiskey.
Yeah, right. Whiskey Business is the podcast, not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey.
There you
But tonight
go.
it is with whiskey.
It is with whiskey.
And rum
Yeah.
and whatever else, rye. But thank you for subscribing and rating and reviewing our podcast on your favorite podcast platform, whatever that may be. We're on all of them. Go ahead and share it, because word of mouth is it really works. You know, it's like
It has been. You know, our parent company, Evergreen Podcast up in Cleveland. I've been looking at our numbers, and I think that we're at where we were at the end of last year, meaning that we've already gotten as many downloads.
took us half the amount of time.
It took
to
us
get
half
there.
the amount of time. Thank
There
you
you
for.
go.
I'm not
Thank you
very
guys.
good
That-
at math.
No,
so
we couldn't have done it without
yeah.
the listeners.
So
Thank
that's
you guys.
that's cool. That's cool.
While you're at it, go ahead. We're on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whiskeybusinesspod.com, and also you mentioned evergreenpodcast.com. You can see the whole lineup they've got, and we'll be on Max, the new lineup.
No. No.
I just got the new app.
No.
You just got the new Max,
Yeah.
Max
Yeah,
app.
Max app.
I was happy that it downloaded without any problems. I totally expected to just
Keep
like
looking. We're in it.
yeah. We're not. We're not.
Oh shoot, we were on the HBO side of the merger. we just totally got
Oh,
screwed.
look at Joe. Look at Joe putting out the pretty.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. Joe Bidinger, Nikhil Sharoff joining us from Echo. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Yeah.
First
Thank
of all,
you.
big time congratulations. You come back to Whiskey Business with an award-winning rum for starters. Congratulations
yeah.
again.
Thank
Tell us
you.
about that.
Yeah, so our Queen Share rum has won double gold at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, both in 22 and 23. If we get 24, and I'm only low-key stressing out about that, it becomes a platinum medal, which
Oh my
very,
gosh.
very
What
few,
does that mean?
very, very few people get that.
Do you get to
Is
wear
what
that
means.
medal?
Probably, I will wear
can
that.
you
I
wear
will
it?
convert that medal into a necklace.
Yeah.
Chain, and
Do you guys,
wear
do
it
you guys
around
take
all
turns
the time.
wearing it?
There's a custody agreement being written, drafted.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, beautiful. Congratulations. And that is something that's been a staple.
That's been a staple. That's our every November release. Trying to come out with. We've got some special things coming out with that this year. A couple different barrel finishes and things like that. But it's kind of our one special project that very few people in the country make anything like it. So we just want to
And
run with it.
did you
and be
just
special.
explain what is the Queen Share?
Yeah, so the Queen Share, it's a description of the process of the rum. So when you make any spirit, basically not all alcohol is created equal. You guys know the concept of the heads, hearts, and tails, where like the heads is some of the chemicals you really don't want to drink. The big companies save it up, sell it to industrial chemical manufacturers. It becomes like floor stripper, right?
Nice.
And the tails wind up having a lot of acetone in them. The big companies save it up, sell it. It's nail polish remover. The hearts
That's
is
the
what
stuff
you
we're
want to
drinking,
drink, right? Only a little bit of that in here. You got to cut it to make it go a little further. But so you mostly want to keep the hearts, but there's a lot of good flavor compounds still found in those other parts, in the heads and the tails. So we save up our tails. Most of the rum flavor compounds are in the tails. Save those up until we've got enough to distill them on their own. Distill it one more time. Because our still is kind of inefficient, unless you have one of the big 3-story bourbon country stills.
Right.
There's some inefficiency and a little bit of blending in that happens. When we distill it again, we get enough for 1 barrel of Queen's Share.
Very
We put it
cool.
in a used bourbon barrel and let it sit. It's just a rich, intense version of
So
our
when you
rum.
go to a competition like this, which is a huge one,
Yeah.
and you guys are the let's just get cinematic for a second. You're the little guys from Columbus,
We're the
Ohio,
little guys
right?
from Columbus, Ohio.
Little guys from Columbus, Ohio, coming up against all these established,
Huge brands.
huge brands. Do they smile and say congratulations, or is there just a little tad of animosity?
Right.
You know, a little bit
Assholes.
like congratulations,
Congratulations, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's everybody's pretty friendly about it, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a little animosity behind the scenes. Like, how are these guys doing what we're doing?
Right.
which is fun. That's cool to see happen. But there's a lot of good stuff happening in the smaller craft world.
I was telling Nikhil that how lucky is Columbus, Ohio? I mean, everybody that's making spirits here in Columbus just seems to be killing it.
Just doing good things. I mean, we have to give a lot of credit to our first, to the watersheds and Middle West of the world, particularly for kind of paving the way and starting that culture of seeking excellence in spirits here. There's a lot of places where that's not the case, and you get kind of these smaller distilleries, and they're just trying to pump out whatever, and I think Watershed and Middle West really, paved the way, set the tone for what Central Ohio spirits should be, and those of us who are kind of inspired by them to do the same thing, we're trying to match that, and we'll beat that hopefully.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
we're all good community here too.
it
All
is.
the disorders,
Everybody
I
gets
think
along
it's-
great, and everybody helps one another, and it
Teach
it
each other
is. I
things
mean,
and-
at the end of the day, sure, there's a little bit of competitive
absolutely, sure.
involved
Friendly competition.
and whatnot, but the healthy competition moves things along. And I said, I feel like we started together when you guys first came on, and your what I call your everyday pour rye is still one of my favorites. I mean, it's a great rye, and
Love the rye.
love the rye, right? We love the rye.
Well, look
And-
forward to you trying
Good
the,
stuff.
And now we have this. This has been out for a little bit. The barrel proof rye, which I've not yet tried.
Yeah, the barrel proof
because
was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
as we said in the beginning of the podcast, we've all been separated for like a good. This is the longest we've gone without seeing each other collectively in a group on a podcast. It's the longest in the 5-year history that we've gone without.
Do you have like a text chain?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah.
still shooting around.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone to go too long. Yet.
Yeah, we're like teenage
Ding.
girls.
As soon,
Ding.
about it.
as soon as we got that one person who said, "Are you guys not doing whiskey business anymore?" It only took one person.
Yeah, it was my sister.
It was your sister,
She listens
and it was
to
a
it.
family member.
Yeah, she listens to it in Oakland. Hi, Jennifer, in Oakland, California.
It took one person to like put us into a panic. We got to do a podcast. They're gonna forget about us.
The people need us.
Yeah.
When and you're still beating your metrics.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe
That's
less.
cool.
Maybe less is more.
That's what they'll say. Leave them wanting
The
more.
people will download more if they hear less of you.
We begin because we don't really have seasons. As far as
Right.
I'm concerned, this has just been one really long ass
Long,
season.
never-ending.
Yeah, 5.5 years and
Jesus,
counting.
that's my wife.
Every other week, every third week, man, for what, 5 years now?
Yeah, just about. So, okay, and so you went with the barrel proof rye. What was the motivation to step up the rye to start with? Is that because you were familiar with making it and you thought let's just go? I'm gonna ask Nikhil that question.
All right, sure. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like just getting a little bit of like a variety to the lineup, so to speak, right? We have already had a rye out there. Let's do something to give it a little bit more of a.
Which one should we open? Well, that one's already open.
Oh,
this one's sealed. This is a special.
We'll come back to that.
This is. I brought a special treat for.
We'll tease that for later.
We'll
I
get
didn't
that.
look at the labels. By the way, the labeling, beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And
Yeah.
bottles look
That was
great.
also a part of it too.
Yeah,
we got
part
these
of
new
it.
labels. We want to put it on something.
Shout out.
Bottles look great.
Who does that? It's a
Terrific.
local guy that makes those, right?
Yeah, so it's nonfiction up in Worthington.
I don't. I don't
We've been working with them since, 2017, back before they were actually a company,
Yeah.
when some of the founders were just kind of freelancing
Yep,
before
cool.
they put their company together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my buddy Jason is always he knows them and he always talks about it.
I will let our guests pour out our samples. I don't want
the little
to.
nat notch is
Because,
awesome.
because after a month of not getting together, our pours might be a little heavy.
All right, this is the what we are.
So this is the barrel proof rye.
All right, tell us a little bit about it. Either one of you chime in and tell us what we're going to be experiencing.
Yeah, so
here. What's-
this one, it's the same as our regular rye, just left at barrel proof. Our regular rye is 93. So yeah, anytime most spirits when they come out of the barrel, they usually are sitting somewhere between 110 and 130, depending on the age.
Did I not get enough glasses? Oh, there you go. Chip's got one. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I have long arms.
I never even saw your hand come in. Magic. Go ahead.
So yeah, we wanted to put out a barrel proof version of the same, just because barrel proof is big right now. It's huge, and it's the same barrels. Why not leave it there? And that's
And why do you think that is?
Twice as many.
There seems to always to be like a thing. And you said barrel proof.
Yeah, barrel proof's a thing.
That's
I
what
think there's
everybody's
kind
loving right
of
now?
two, a couple different trains of thought. One, you can just leave it at that proof and sip on it, and you're getting like a really rich, intense version of what you're already used to working with. But it also lets people kind of pick their own proof, choose your own adventure on it. If you like it with ice, if you like it with water, you're starting at the highest it can be, and you can let it kind of develop down over the course of that glass, and you can kind of
Did you call it choose your own
customize it.
adventure?
Yeah, choose your own
I
adventure.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's choose your own adventure.
That's why I
spirits,
had to
right?
have 6 cups last night.
Right.
And are you guys still the first line of approval as far as determining like this is the one, this is good, we're good to go?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we like to be transparent. We are right now. We want to move all the production in house. We buy these barrels from other people, but we're very selective about what we're putting our name on. We spend a lot of time sitting down, tasting every single barrel. It's a really, really rough job, working your way through it and picking the ones that match what you're looking for, and setting aside ones that aren't, which at a company our scale, it's really hard to say, hey, we spent all this money on this barrel. It's not ready. Set it aside.
Yeah.
Let it
money.
sit. Time is absolutely
It's a very
money.
fruity smell.
It's got a
over
great
the
nose.
Yep.
It's got a great nose. Not an overpowering nose by any stretch of the
No.
imagination. Very sweet.
Yeah, you don't get that kind of ethanol,
No.
heat on your eyes or burning up your
You
nostrils.
have 112 proof or 113
130.
proof.
This
That's
batch
still
was
not terrible, considering you
113.4.
130 or whatever.
You can
Right,
do math.
right.
Okay, remember what we talked about, Hansberry?
I know. Behave.
Yeah.
There's
Behave.
4 bottles.
There's 4
of-
bottles. I said,
Just by the end,
that's
is,
not the old,
They're all
The
great.
old whiskey business joke. They're on 113
That's we're
proof
working. Yeah, by the
whiskey.
time we get to this one, it's going to be talked up pretty good.
Yeah. No, what
113 proof whiskey into a 40 proof body.
That's me.
we don't want to do that. All right, so here we go.
I have no defense to that.
Well, that's dangerous.
It's a little bit. It doesn't even drink like 113.
No,
it's
that's right.
it's
It just
smooth,
has
rich,
just
kind of
enough
sweet.
heat.
It's just a little
Just
heat.
enough.
Yeah. And that's part of that. Yeah, even though we're getting some of the same barrels that other people are getting, that customization of it, picking the barrels we want and making sure that every barrel we add to the batch adds something, contributes, makes it better.
It's a
and leaving
delayed,
the rest.
delayed warm hug, delayed.
Oh yeah,
kiss.
it definitely it kind of the. I like my ryes to have a little bit of a bite to them, and this definitely does. But it's more like a nibble.
Right. It's just teasing you. Just a
just
little.
There you go.
Yeah,
as opposed to
because it's a you don't know if it's the heat or just the spice of the rye.
And that's that's something that took me a very long time to kind of differentiate between. It is that people describe rye as spicy,
Right.
and it's so hard to differentiate between that and the proof. And as soon as someone described it to me as grassy, that's when it started kind of clicking for me the flavor profile you're looking for.
Great,
Never heard
but it's
grassy before.
it's still
Grassy,
I,
yeah.
I love the rye. I mean, this is the same stuff that you have put on yourself just before. It's just the
Right,
single
yeah.
barrel or whatever.
It's just the barrel proof.
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 I love it. It's my favorite rye. It's my everyday rye if I had one. But it's got like this warm, rounded, raisiny flavor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
absolutely.
it's sweet, but I like
Look
it.
at you, rounded,
trying to-
raisiny flavor.
You did your
Look- I'm
research.
telling you.
Look at this.
You know,
Yeah.
you just
my
beam
everyday
with
rye.
pride when your kids grow up. You really do. You really do. You really do.
They're over there being like, "Raisin, shut the fuck up." He doesn't know.
No,
I hate raisin.
No, it's funny. Someone gifted me about some of your friends. The Dad Ass podcast.
Yeah.
Can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I plug other people? Sean took a bottle of our rye and infused it with raisins just for fun and gifted it to me.
Man.
Oh, blows your mind the change in like the mouthfeel and body to it. Oh, it's crazy. Like
It
it
sounds
still
like
has
something
all the
Sean
heat.
would
and-
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just the ever tinkerer.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. They're overdue for. I've been on their podcast and they're way overdue. But now Sean's in Boston, I think, or some. I can't remember where they're.
For good?
Right? Yeah.
Huh? No, I don't know for good. I don't know, but they still do their thing. But yeah, great guys.
Good guys.
Sean and Matt, good fellas.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no problem. Dad Ass Podcast, check it out. We plug everybody.
Plug everybody.
Yeah, we don't care. We want everybody to listen to everybody. This is delicious.
Why don't we pull out? Do you want to pull out those glasses and we can do this one next? Sure. Just as a direct comparison.
Okay, so what is the direct comparison?
Yeah. So the special bottle. I'm just going to jump to the special bottle next because I think it probably profile-wise tastes a little bit better than jumping to the bourbon and then back to this.
Look at these
These are-
they're little baby ones.
This is a little wee
That's probably
Glencairns.
the little ones will serve us well.
Yeah.
I think
A
so.
small pour looks really impressive in those, and
That's
it's great. If you squeeze it too hard, you'll cut all the tendons in your hand.
you
Don't
might-
do that.
Do we get to take those home
Almost.
as the door prize?
You can take those.
Those are your guys'. Yeah,
baby.
those are for you.
So,
Whose are these?
Are these yours, Dino?
Yeah, they're mine.
These are nice.
Thanks. I stole them. Yeah, I did. I didn't steal them. They were there was a box of them down at the Columbus Italian Club sitting on a table.
And you just walked out.
And-
No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not stealing.
No, they
walked
said
into where they are.
They said
you're
they
a
were
club
found in
member.
a cupboard, and the now new president of the Columbus Italian Club said, go ahead and take them. Don't cost nothing.
And as the old president, you're severed.
Right. Yes. So I took 6 of them. Just 6.
Just
I could have
6.
taken the whole box. I
Or
didn't.
we have.
See, that's
Yeah, I'm good.
That's you, Dino. You're not a greedy man.
Not a greedy man, but I will take advantage of an opportunity. All right. So, what is so special about this that you were saying that we that you needed? Because you teased me and we were texting back and forth. You said, "Now bring something a little
Bring
special."
something a little special. So this is a single barrel version of our rye whiskey. So this will be coming out. We found this barrel, and again, that's why we taste every
This
barrel
isn't
that
out?
we get in. This is not out yet.
Oh,
This will be out.
exclusive.
Exclusive. You're the first people, I think, to taste this outside of us.
Fucking love
Right.
that shit.
Look at us, Mom.
There you go.
Look
Cheers,
at us.
thank you,
See, Mom, I'm first.
Yeah.
First
Somebody
in
thinks I'm
something.
cool.
Yeah.
So
okay,
this
and this is even more delicate to the nose.
Sure. So yeah, again, part of the process for us is making sure we're tasting every single barrel going into a blend and knowing exactly what we have. And from time to time, you stumble on something special. You stumble on a barrel that was either due to the particular wood that made up the barrel or the particular place that it aged in a warehouse. Tastes completely different from everything else. You set those aside. It's really hard. It's really hard, again, cash flow is king.
Yeah.
It's hard to set these aside, but you got it because it's something cool and something special.
And how many bottles are gonna be out in the world?
220-ish, something like that. We'll have to see once we.
It's still in the
once it
barrel right
gets-
now, so
Yeah, it's still sitting in the barrel, just getting better.
Oh, so this isn't coming out?
No,
anytime
this will
soon?
probably be September.
That's
I
what
think
we're
is
looking
what
at.
we're kind of
Wow.
we're kind of looking at our.
Wow.
This is
Your
the second time
portfolio
getting
keeps
early.
growing.
That's
It
right.
does.
Thank
Our
you.
our portfolio keeps growing,
Thank
and we've kind of got an intense
We-
schedule this year.
We at
Appreciate
Whiskey
this.
Business salute you and thank you for this honor of having this first taste of something that won't come out until September.
great.
Just enough time for you to forget about it and buy it anyway.
So it's a barrel proof as well. It's not
Right.
watered
So it's
down.
also barrel proof. So that's why I
Holy
thought this would be
shit.
cool, like as a
it's not final label or anything.
as kind of
Oh
a
my
comparison
God. Wow.
straight next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
This has got great flavor, great taste, and it does not have as much of a and when I say burn, I mean burn
Sure.
in a good way, but does not have as much burn as the
Yeah.
the barrel proof. Holy crap! What's the proof on this one?
Same 113.
113.
I actually don't know for sure, but it's
I
similar.
just stole an
It's
old
very
label. It should be
120.
very
He
similar.
just stole a different label.
120.
Somewhere between
something.
112 and 115. in
Yeah,
that
somewhere in
range,
that
right?
range, yeah.
So that label lies.
That label lies. That
Oh, yeah.
label lies a lot.
Holy crap!
This
That's
is fun.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Single
that's-
barrels that's super popular, and it's hard to turn these away. And and I get to go back into the warehouse and
I know.
Sample
and
a little from
and
time
then
to
when
time.
that's do you get sad? Do you get seriously? It's a single barrel. Do you get sad when you know that there's only 220 bottles of that, and then once that's gone, it's whatever
gone
magic
forever,
is there is
and
gone.
you savor it and you sip on it forever. And I still have. We did have a single barrel. About a year and a half ago.
Yes.
Now that we found another barrel that was kind of special and
was
ran
September
with it.
2021
And,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Oh yeah. A couple. Yeah. And just kind of slowly savor it and try not to go back to that bottle too many times. And I don't know. Sometimes the spare case winds up in your basement or something.
But you can recreate this, right? Because you know a guy, right? You know a guy that
Well,
can do this.
you bring up an interesting point because the last time they were here, and refresh my memory a little bit, I laughed out loud because we were trying something that nobody wrote down.
Oh,
The mash
Yes.
bill for.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
the
The
Bavarian
last time
Rhapsody.
we were on Bavarian Rhapsody.
Yes,
It was,
which I think I still have some somewhere.
You might have it.
Yeah, back there, back in the.
see, that's
back
the
in
one I'm more sad about that we can't get anymore of.
I would if we could reverse engineer what was in that. I would stop making everything else we make and just make that over
really
and
good.
over and over.
That was
again.
incredibly delicious, and I said, "So you're
Yeah.
gonna make more than no?" We don't.
No,
have
we
to
don't,
try
we don't
something.
actually know what was in it.
we don't
We
know
just
what was
kind
in
of
it.
poured stuff together, and it was the hand sanitizer
We
days,
don't
and we're
know
like,
what
well,
we
if it's
did.
bad, it's sanitizer. If it's good, we'll see
Oh
what
my
happens.
God.
And we're not really sure what
That-
we had to go back and like some of the packaging that the malt came in. We had to go back and like try to find it and tear labels off, and they'd faded at that point.
There has to
Hold
be
them
like
up to the
one
light
bottle that
and-
won't be open, just so you know you still have it, right?
we keep one of everything.
one of everything,
At,
right?
at
You
the
got-
distillery, yeah, in the office, we make sure we keep one bottle of everything we've ever made. And
So no horse trading today with your bottle.
No, not at all. No, I wouldn't give it back. No.
You could send it to NASA scientists.
right.
Let them just let
Someone
them
could do
analyze it and decipher
if
what was in
anyone
there.
has a spectrometer that they'd be interested in loaning to us, we're in.
A spectrometer.
Absolutely.
I'm not a science guy. What the spectrometer is?
That's you can.
It measures wavelengths of various chemicals. And,
Well, thank you, Professor
go.
Chip.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
It puts out a pretty graph that tells me what's in it. That's what I know.
Nice.
That's what I remember.
They can basically tell you what chemicals are in there. So
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this before we move on to the. But congratulations! That's if that comes out in September, like you're semi-promising, it'll go quickly and amazingly well. So make a note for us to try to get some of that. Jeez. Let me ask you this before we dig into the. Look at you boys all grown up.
I know.
Bourbon whiskey. Bourbon
happy.
whiskey. Before we get into that, let me ask you this about you guys personally. Where you started, those humble beginnings, and where you are right now. Has your relationship between the two of you changed with the success? as far as each other, as far as working together and so forth and so on. I mean, Joe, you got a family and a couple of other things that come into the mix that definitely could cause not problems, but responsibilities.
Absolutely,
Added
you got
responsibilities.
responsibilities elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to start from the beginning. We
Yeah.
started basically 100 feet away from here.
Across the street,
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
over Bishop Watterson.
Right at Watterson.
wow.
That's where me and Joe met. That's right.
Right
yeah.
there.
And Dina was like weird guy at the porch. And you're like, who the fuck?
Yeah, it's like this weird.
I was,
old dude.
yeah. You know what? When you say that, I was probably on that porch where you guys were still attending.
I was in the band, and there's this guy like just swearing that he can't sleep, and I don't know. We're just out there making noise.
Were you in the band?
Yeah, I was.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
You were in the band. Okay,
Does
now
that
this,
change our relationship?
No. No, here's what I love about that. Is that I hear the humble beginnings of the band each and every season as they squeak and squawk
Yeah.
and so forth. And as they get closer and closer to football season, all of a sudden it starts to kind of
Starts to
gel.
click.
You're like, and that
Connect
resembles
and-
a song.
Yeah, it starts to come together. What'd you play in the band?
Trumpet.
Trumpet.
He was
okay.
the loud one too.
Yeah.
I was the loud one, yeah, a little bit.
Trumpet. And then there's that one guy just going tap, 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 tap,
Oh, yeah.
tap,
Oh,
tap,
yeah,
tap,
the-
tap,
yeah.
tap, tap, tap.
Percussion.
Yeah, percussion. Huh. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that was
kind
me.
of it's kind of a rite of passage for me. Like, okay,
Right.
let's see what the band sounds like this year. Let's see if they lost anybody strong.
Yeah.
And if anybody replaced them. Nikhil, you weren't in the band?
No, I wasn't.
Were you in the choir?
No,
Were you in the drama department?
Yeah, a little bit. I was the stage crew. A lot of stuff. was what I
Stage
did.
crew?
Good man.
Yeah. And you guys were besties in
I mean,
high school?
we were friends, but I don't know if we were besties really. But it was mostly I
I knew
guess
who he was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
I mean, let's recap that friendship.
It was toward
for
the
a
end of high
second.
school that
Sure.
we kind of started hanging out more. When the
How?
what we kind of consider the core group started kind of gelling together.
Yeah,
We still hang out with most
Yeah,
of
we
those
got
guys.
like
I
a
mean,
core
very
group of
much.
friends that I mean, like 5-6 of us
That's
that
awesome.
still hang out all the time.
And
Like
just-
we're all around each other.
And are they
for those
they
that
distillery
are,
all the
are-
time?
for those that are too
Yeah, right,
lazy to
right.
go back to the archives, how because they won't. So just let's just say as how did
to get
like
you down
all of
low.
a sudden like, hey, we should make booze together.
Right. Yeah. So basically, yeah, we were friends. I went to college in Cincinnati, and Joe went to OSU, and I came back every weekend, and we'd hang out every once in a while. And Joe and some of the guys up here started to homebrew a little bit near the end of college or middle of college, whatever, sometime in college. And then as I kept coming back every weekend, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let me join in on this. And we would, try everything. We've made every style of beer you could think of, basically. And then we started making a little bit of wine, and we started making a little bit of mead. We started making some sake, and then eventually, started making maybe
You
some
made
alcohol.
sake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Never doing
that
that
was
again.
Okay, I don't remember that story.
We made some
Yes.
good. We made some
Yeah, it was
very
good.
good stuff. That sake making is intense.
Yeah.
You have to
It's like rice based. Right?
you have to intervene with it every 12 hours for a month. Keeping it at the same temperature, which for me in my house meant putting it in a cooler and getting boiling water and setting it in a plastic container, trying not to burn myself all the way across the kitchen.
It sounds like you're trying to take
setting
care of
it
a
in there to
baby.
heat up. Yeah, it was.
Kind of is, yeah.
It might have been harder. That was. I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Sake.
We probably did. Hey, this rice has this mold on it, and it
Right.
might turn delicious someday. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, we used to do a bunch of experiments, do all these things, and we decided, sometime we were doing a little bit of maybe some distilling. I don't know. I can't really know if we can say that or not. But
I don't know exactly how that started. I think one day I was just on the internet, and I was like, hey, the next step is kind of putting this through a thing and trying not to blow up my garage.
sure.
So let's do that.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
blow up the
And
garage. And,
No, I can't believe we didn't.
Right.
based on that original still
I mean,
we
we were
built.
pretty careful on how we did it though. Like we're like all like super far away. We had a fire extinguisher ready to go.
Exclusively ran it at night because the cops were
Sure.
were onto us, right?
Right.
No Wile E. Coyote moments.
Nothing too bad. No. Many more of those in our professional career
Sure.
than in the hobbyist
And
side
the only
of things.
reason I bring it up is because as I sit here this evening with you two guys, you're still seemingly the same two guys that came here for the first time
Yeah.
and during the pandemic we did the remote. The last time you were here, these two guys who we didn't write anything down, and yet, despite all that, you're making these incredible whiskeys.
I mean, it's still exciting doing new things. You know, I mean, we're not like resting on one thing yet. So
you're
maybe
not
one day when we're just making one thing over and over, it might start getting boring. But until then, it's
the experimentation and innovation side of it has always been really important to us. There's only so many times you can crank out the same rum before you're kind of like, okay, I want to do something else, and that's where then the Queen Share and then the pineapple rum and the spiced rum are birthed out of those. And from the whiskey side of things, even though this is kind of going to be the core set everyday drinker, barrel finishes and single barrels and double oaks and playing around with all these different things, there's plenty of room for just experimentation over and over and over there.
So let me ask you a business question for a second. Did you feel a need to make some bourbon? Given, like you said, there's a family feel with all the other distilleries in town, but did you feel at some point like, we need to make bourbon too?
Yeah. So I mean, it's always
obviously,
been
and it started. Obviously, that's not bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
It takes at least a minimum of two.
Right. Sure. So it honestly it started going to the Central Ohio Whiskey Festivals, which we run with the Ohio Distillers Guild. And I think going there over and over, I mean, bourbon and whiskey in general has always been kind of a core of our drinking staples. It's not like we were super, super into rum before we started down the path of a distillery. We drank just as much, rye or any other kind of whiskey or, wheats or bourbons or anything. And we kind of looked around at the whiskey festival and said, hey, guys, this is like, and I told Nikhil, I was like, hey, this is like 2 years in a row that we have sold this festival out in hours, and people, sometimes it's the same people, and they're just not tired of it. They love this. We need to look more at this because maybe we're not crazy in thinking that that's a good idea. Right?
Is that the central? Is that the one that we went to recently?
Yeah, up at Henwick. Yeah,
that was great.
And that's a ton of fun.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you remember?
Did you see me? Hold on, squint. I'm a little blurrier.
I don't know. I had made eye contact with you, and you were like,
Wink. Yeah. Busy.
It's about right.
He was busy.
there's a sea of people.
That was fun, though.
So you felt like with our competitors, friends, it's time for us to step up and I've asked you repeatedly when you guys are going to take a shot at some bourbon. So I'm very excited.
That's what we decided to do it.
And
we said let's go for it.
I don't want to prejudge, but this is just after knowing you guys for as many years as we've known each other here on the podcast. I know I'm going to like it. So then
I don't know. It's got a 2-year age statement on here. Let me just scare you away from that.
That doesn't scare me away because experience has taught me, as we are some 260 bottles in over the course of this podcast, that youth should not be dismissed and taken into account in respects to a whiskey. There are a lot of young whiskeys that are wise beyond their years, right?
What is it? What's that sound?
What's that saying? Cork.
The cork?
Come on,
Yeah.
Come on.
Good, and nothing sweeter than the sweet. Oh shit! I can't remember right now. It's actually in the movie because I said it.
You made it
I said it on the set of the film. I did blow it.
I won't do that kind of thing. I just like the little Glencairn, the mini me.
Yeah, that's good.
I was going to do the...
Sorry, just water.
All right, good.
Podcast, we all get electrocuted, and this is the last whiskey business podcast ever. All right, I'm gonna do the little one here.
Wait, are these the same?
These are different. We have the blend. We have a
shit.
blended bourbon and a barrel proof again.
Which one is this one?
The first one that went around was the regular, the blended.
All right, this is me over here. This is the
Do the. I was gonna pour both at the same time so you can kind of compare. Do the small glass with the barrel proof again.
Good idea.
Okay, let me get the Small one with the
Do a
barrel
side by
proof.
side comparison.
Yeah. Okay. There
It's
we
like a
go.
fire drill
And this
right
is
now.
the other one.
Exactly.
This is the other one. This is the
Flash that
which one's this one? This one? This one over here? This is the
Yes,
blended
that one. Yep.
Just drinking.
So the small is the barrel
the,
proof,
blended?
and the other one
All
is
right. Which one would you
Right,
like us
it's
to
the
try
blended.
first?
Oh, you just reverse.
Let's
Let's
try the
start.
blend.
Let's do the same order. Let's start with the lower proof one, the blended,
Blended.
the big glass.
That's the first one you poured.
Yeah, the first one. So this is a 95 proof bourbon. So both of these bourbons, again, the bottles are the same, just at 2 different proofs. In particular, I think this one is super fun because it may never happen again for us where this is a blend of the exact same set of barrels. We took the barrels, pulled them out, mixed them, bottled some of it at barrel proof, proofed the rest down, and bottled the rest at the lower proof. So this is a
How many barrels?
This was something
12
like
barrels.
12. Okay.
Yeah, 6 and 6. Yeah.
So there's a
6
little
and
bit of this to go around, but still.
There's still a little bit to go around, but it's still
gonna go
somewhat
quick.
limited, yeah. But so rarely will you get to compare the exact same whiskey at 2 different proofs like that.
Sweet already, right off the nose.
You know,
excited?
I'm doing the nose a little bit longer because I got to be honest with you. I still have the rye.
Sitting there,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there. Nice. All right, here we go.
It's really nice, isn't it?
It's. I get concerned when it's like it goes down like water.
All right. It's like
Easy
candy.
drinking, smooth.
Oh, it is. It is very smooth.
I've definitely gone through more of this pre-release because some bottles wind up at home. I've gone through more of this pre-release than anything else we put out. This
Is
particular
it heavy corn?
Because
it kind of hits my flavor palette. It's smooth. It's easy. It's this is the everyday bourbon drinker's bourbon compared to like the barrel proof where this is the bourbon aficionados, a little higher level
nice.
intensity, that kind of thing.
So you're
all
everyday
night.
pour. Nikhil, do you everyday pour at home as well, or is it pretty much just work?
See, I'm at the distillery a lot more often. 'Cause
Yeah?
I don't have no kids.
You don't have the family, you don't have the kids.
So I'm just there. So my everyday pour is whatever the bartender's got there. So
Right.
Your everyday pour is whatever's coming off the still at that moment.
Also true. Also true.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of it's whatever the bartenders
so
are making
160
up to.
proof, yeah.
I just picture it going down the line, on your back, kind of, and your mouth opens, and
Yep. Yeah.
Very
Keep
Homer Simpson
going.
ass.
Fair enough. Yeah.
exactly.
I like. Is it? It's very corny. Is there a lot of corn in it?
So this is a blend of 2 different bourbon mash bills. So we're
Okay.
taking 2 very common, again, because we're pulling this from other people, so you got to pick kind of common recipes. This is a blend, so we're very open about what the blend is and less so about the ratio.
Fair enough.
That's what kind of keeps us special. One of the barrels is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% barley. Mm-hmm. The other is 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley. So kind of a high rye and a high corn blended together.
It's corny.
It's corny.
No, you picked up on the corn. You picked on
But
the,
it's not still earthy. Ever since you said grassy,
now you're gonna go with earthy.
That's what you're
Trying to
getting
find
the rye
another
out
word.
of.
You're gonna
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
grassy.
grassy. It's real great. It tastes
Lonnie.
like
Can we go Lonnie?
It tastes like
It's very
my
Lonnie.
Lonnie.
It's like
Who's
I
Lonnie?
mowed this afternoon.
Lonnie, Lawn. It's very Lonnie. It's very fresh cut Lonnie.
I think we just called.
I don't even know what that was. Fresh cut line.
That's a great cocktail
Yeah,
name.
that's right.
Write that
I like
down.
that. Fresh cut Lonnie.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Fresh cut Lonnie.
That goes down way too smooth
Mm-hmm.
and way too easy.
Too scary.
I mean,
for you.
not
It's,
really.
it's 95 proof still. It's not, for what it tastes like, it's no joke, but
it's delicious.
it's nice,
Yeah.
it's pleasant.
Pleasant. Pleasant. It's very pleasant.
It's not overly,
It doesn't-
again, it's
it
that
doesn't
difference
bite.
between the barrel proof. It's not overly challenging. It's very accessible. It's very, it's nice.
Dangerous.
I like it. It's
And I don't know
Yes.
if this is a compliment or not, but that would be good in a cocktail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's
Oh,
what,
yeah.
and especially with our cocktail bar being such a focus of what we do, having something at that, barrel proof is a little bit harder to work with from a cocktail perspective, just because it can quickly overwhelm what's going on. But
Because it's depending on what the taste profile changes, so it depends on kind of what you're like thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soy milk.
I've been trying not to smoke on the podcast, but
I think it's a good idea.
I think
it's got to cool down after that one.
I think after having some delicious pours here that I'm gonna have to fight. You guys don't mind, do you? Let's
go for it.
Thank you.
Of course not.
It's gonna make
What if we threw our
your place.
foot in?
Right.
Fuck no, I'm out of here.
I would respect that.
Like
I would respect that.
eczema, not emphysema.
I just funny story. I had my first lung scan
Oh.
ever.
Congratulations.
In the history of me being a smoker.
Right.
And it was completely clear. And I've smoked since I was
14.
18. Well, probably in high school. Probably didn't start becoming a serious smoker until I was a comedian on the road. Let me cut to the chase. I called my mom, my 87-year-old mother in Florida. All right, and I'm pretty sure my mother I think my mother wants me to die.
Oh man.
Because
Just so she can say, "Told you so" over your
her
grave.
reaction. This is her reaction. I go, Ma, I got the results of my lung scan, and she went, and I said, the doctor said, this is pretty amazing. It, as far as your scan goes, there's no calcium deposits, there's no nodules. It's like you never smoked a cigarette your entire life. And my mother never curses, and this is her response: "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I know, I go, not the reaction I was expecting. And I know where that was coming from. I go, did you want me to have something wrong? And she goes, no, obviously I'm happy, but I thought maybe they would say something that would, get you.
It's completely harmless, but
Yeah.
We
So
just
she
can't
wanted
trust
to be right.
She
science.
goes, now you're not going to quit because you got a clean scan. I'm like, all right, you're probably right.
True there.
So,
Hilarious.
anyway.
you have some magic genetics of some sort,
Genetics
right?
is,
Something
is
going
a lot
on.
of it, and yet my father died of lung cancer, but he was also 83 years old.
Oh, was he 80? I was about to say how
Was he
old he
then-
was. 83?
Yeah,
The great genetics
that's a
must
good
come from
run.
your mom then. There you go.
Yeah.
83. If I lived to 83, shit, people will lose money on that bet.
I got 85
Is there a
myself.
rule that I
85 in the pool?
can maybe? Do you guys, Greg? Yeah. Okay.
I got you. I'll take your action.
Yeah.
That's what they
That's
say,
what they say,
That's
right?
I'll
At
take
the-
your
yeah.
action.
At the at the
Even
betting
still, if you're
things.
making a new bet, go with the over.
Is there an
How can I
app for this?
do it? It's on FanDuel.
Okay, cool.
Right.
All right, so now we
go to
move
the-
on to the next one.
Let's go to the barrel proof. Yeah.
Barrel.
Okay, here we go.
So again, same exact set of barrels, just left alone, coming out of the barrel. Very rough, paper filter just to pull out char, but it doesn't affect the flavor or anything like that. Just the inner particles of the barrel and that kind of thing. But left
Did you
alone.
intentionally, was that like a plan ahead of time? You're like, let's do half and half, or were you just making it and said, I know, let's do a barrel proof one?
It was, this was kind of definitely part of the strategy. Ultimately, the goal here for ourselves is to kind of reorient ourselves as the rum and whiskey company of Ohio, right? To kind of capture both of those. And so the way to kind of round out that core is to convert the rye and then add the barrel proof rye and then have the bourbon and the barrel proof bourbon. Then we've got just as many whiskeys as we have rums, and then we can play with it and have
You have
different
4
finishes
rums
and stuff.
now?
We have 4 rums. Yeah.
That was one of
mean,
the smartest thing you guys did, because no one was doing a rum at the time.
Yeah.
You guys
Right.
opened up and they're like, there's rum.
I mean, that's the horse.
Yeah, right.
That's the horse that got you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And you did a great job with it.
I know
Obviously.
Middle West has a new gin out. It's like a
second,
London style gin, right?
Let's talk about gin for a second. No, I'm serious. Let's talk about gin for a second.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
you
something like
bring
that.
up an
Yeah.
interesting point. Because about 5 years ago, I was hearing that gin's making a comeback, gin's coming back, and you saw it raise its trias head and then kind of back down again. Now here's what I hear from my friends in Europe. I had some friends that went to Italy recently, and everybody is drinking gin. Gin. So I'm wondering now if because sometimes that's the way it goes. It swings back
Ebbs and
over,
flows
comes
and
over here.
poetry.
So do you think that gin is going to finally claim its spot again as far as being, not that it hasn't, but not the explosion, like a vodka
That was
went crazy,
promised, right.
Whiskey went crazy,
Even tequila's blown up.
tequila's blowing
Tequila
up.
is crazy right
gin,
now.
Is gin, in your opinion, going to get its moment in the sun?
So it's all of those metrics are always kind of interesting when you hear those reports. One thing that we've kind of found is that when you see those things, usually they're talking about the world as a whole, right? And what we don't always see here in Ohio, because Ohio is so whiskey centric, so we don't always see those kind of trends come and go. So Ohio is the number 4 whiskey state, whiskey consumption state in the U.S. behind California, Texas, and Florida.
That's crazy.
California, all 3 of them larger populations than us. California does all of the shipping from everyone, all the online sales shipping. Texas, just huge population. Florida, they do all the cruise ships and everything. Ohio's number 4 behind that, and a lot of that comes from Central Ohio, because in Cincinnati, people often go across the border to Kentucky for different selection.
Yeah,
And in Cleveland, it's a lot more of a wide mix. A lot of things that people wait in line overnight for here just sit on a shelf up in Cleveland. You can just go get them any day.
Really?
So essentially, Central Ohio is the number 4 whiskey market.
Road trip. I was just saying.
Right?
I don't. I gave up. I was a chaser at one point in my drinking career. I would get in line. I don't get in line anymore.
It's
Not
a
because I
full-time
don't
job,
care. I'm
and
just
it's
lazy.
expensive.
I'm just getting older, and I just
it adds up.
The last time I stood in line was for Elmer T. Lee, and that was a couple of years ago.
That's all I got. You see it up there. I just got that last little bit of Elmer T. Lee. I would love to get another bottle of Elmer.
I found
Good luck.
what is it? Hideki? Hideki? Is that how do you pronounce it, or what is it?
What? Dickel?
No, the Hideki.
The Dicky.
The Hideki or the
Oh, the Japanese whiskey.
Hibiki. Yeah.
The Japanese whiskey.
I found one of those at Northwest, and I was like, I gotta get this. Everybody has, everybody's got it. I gotta have it, and it's like $124.
Yeah. No.
And I was like, I bought it. I'm like, all right, this is it, because I have to hide this from my wife. I can't let anybody know. That was
Right.
And I
If
decided,
she
I was
finds
like,
it,
this
it was
is the end
$20.
of-
It's
that was
fine.
the end of that.
That was a gift
part of my
from
life.
my daughter's boyfriend his
Yeah,
first time
Danny.
because they came in right
Good
around Christmas
move.
time. Yeah,
Wow.
right. Yeah, but also suspect.
Well, sure.
Right.
What are you
You know,
hiding? What are you covering up
Yeah,
here?
what are you trying
Watch
to do?
your
You know
ass.
too much.
Yeah,
You did
what
too much research.
what are you trying to do? And I said, and we finally broke it open with him because I didn't at that particular time. I said, he goes, "You want to open it up?" And I go, "No." I actually said,
You let him
let's-
sweat
let's-
for a couple days.
Let's see if you stick around.
Right.
if you're here next Christmas, we'll crack it open.
You put it next to the shotgun right there.
Right.
From what I remember, it's a very scotchy kind of flavor.
Yeah, no, Hibiki is one of my favorites. For
Is
sure.
it?
Yeah. It's
Is
really
it?
Good.
Are all
You want-
Japanese whiskeys more scotch
A little
flavored?
bit. Yeah. They
Often
definitely have a lot of
are,
Scotch
yeah.
profiles.
It's a
too.
huge. India and Japan are huge Scotch markets. So often, the whiskeys they produce there are Scotchy, or at least kind of like the malted style of Scotch,
yeah.
not always the super peaty.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. It is good. It was good. I enjoyed it. And he's still around. Okay.
There you go. That's
he's,
good.
There you go.
You should have him
Is
on.
something happening
but
with
he-
those
one-on-one
guys? There's something
podcast.
happening with them, right?
What?
There's something
Ooh,
happening
just
with those
intense.
two?
You
Something
could get
happening with those two.
what are the lie detector
Hold on a second.
machines?
Back up for a second. What'd you say? There's something happening with those two. What
With
do you
your
mean?
daughter and her boyfriend.
Danny
Anything
and
happening
Danny?
with those guys? They're still together, right?
Of course they're still together.
Nothing. Nothing to announce. Nothing.
No, there's nothing to
Edit
announce.
this part out.
Nothing to announce. They're living together.
Okay.
All right. No. No.
I thought you told me they were getting married.
Dude, you have to separate my stand-up from my real life.
Oh shit!
That was a story.
Forgot about that.
That was the same thing. At the premise, he did a bit.
You never know
He talked
what's
about
real
my
with
daughter
him.
just got
So
engaged.
that's how
what it
honest
is.
I am on stage. He believes everything I say.
That's true.
The next day he
That
comes
is
to work. I was
true.
like, "How did I miss this?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, you."
He's an open book. I guess not so much open anymore.
No.
book, but it's a fictional book.
And now they're gonna watch this podcast and they're gonna go, great,
God damn it.
great.
You're gonna get a call next week. You know.
I'll edit
Yeah.
this part out.
We got off
The
track.
audio will be.
Is there
audio
another
for it.
bourbon that we're trying to?
Yes, we're gonna try.
Oh,
this
right.
one now. We haven't tried it yet. We got
Oh, we're here for
sidetracked.
bourbon.
10-minute sidebar.
Shocker, we got sidetracked on whiskey business. We went down a rabbit hole. Thank you, boys,
Yeah.
for this one as well.
I'm anxious.
And here we go. Chip.
Cheers.
Chip. Can't
Bring
leave,
it, buddy.
can't leave you
Cheers.
without the clean, buddy.
Thank you.
It's bad luck, and you gotta look him in the eyes. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clinky, clinky, winky, winky.
When you toast, yeah. Click, yeah.
When the wink, yeah.
All right. Well done, boys. Well done.
We try our best. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're gonna hang in there with everybody else with this stuff. This is great.
Appreciate it.
This is great.
Always try to always be proud of what we're putting our name on. So you know,
I believe that.
Do what we can.
I believe that
That's
if it
important
sucked,
to us.
you wouldn't let it go.
wouldn't let it out.
You would not put it out there.
It's
It's so much
to us.
heavier. I like it.
No, it is
Yeah.
a little. Yeah, as well it
It's
should
barrel
be.
proof.
A little heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rich, intense version, which brings out different flavor notes or,
So,
or nuances
I want
on
to,
the same notes.
My next pour on a different night than tonight.
Well said. Well put.
I want to have this on ice. I think it might split
Yeah.
the difference and just be.
Absolutely. That's what people do is let it sit with the ice, especially if you like it chilled like that, and let it kind of work its way down over the course of a glass, and you'll get all the way down to the to the 95, to the standard bourbon for us, but you'll taste everything along the way. And that's how we decided, that's part of the fun. Barrel proof's easy, right? We're just taking what it comes out of the barrel and putting it in a bottle. But the other products, we got to pick what the proof in the bottle is. So we brought everybody in. We invited the whole team in for a day. We had made a bottle up of
Open it up a
everywhere
little.
from 90 to 98 proof, I think is what we did. Sat there and tasted through everything. Worked our way through all of it and kind of decided what we each liked. And we all kind of settled in the same rough range. And then we got a little bit of maybe veto power in picking the specific one. But that's part of the fun because they're drastically different. You go 90 to 91 to 92 to 93. Incredible difference between the spirits. So you can still do something unique and fun with the same whiskey just
Is
by
it still-
picking and changing the
And
proof.
is it still fun?
Is it still fun?
Is it still fun?
Is
to
all
do?
of this still fun?
Is
I'm
all
having
of it-
I'm having more fun right now playing with the whiskey
Yeah.
than we probably have in the last couple years. Just doing different stuff, planning all these future. We've got a whole release schedule this year of single barrels and double oaks and barrel finishes, and finally getting into some of this stuff that we've seen some of these other people around town especially do for a long time, and finally getting to do that ourselves and do it our own way and put our own name on it.
And Nikhil,
It's fun.
now, since you don't have the same family situation, but you do have a family to answer to.
Sure.
Yeah. And what do they think about
they
what
love-
you're doing and where you're going and how?
Oh, they love it.
Yeah?
My dad's one of our biggest supporters. He's around all the time. He's his joke has always been that his favorite show is Cheers.
Yeah.
And now that he's got a bar that everyone knows his name, it's it's perfect for him.
And
He loves
remind
it.
people where that bar. Remind people where that bar is.
Yeah.
So we're down in Grandview on 6th Avenue, West 6th Avenue, 985 West 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
The bar at Echo Spirits got some, I can't spill beans yet, but got some big awards and stuff coming out for the bar itself.
Really?
Soon in the coming
Is
weeks.
it what's
which
it?
will be
Sean?
fun.
Is he? Who's? Derek. Is
Derek,
bar
yeah,
manager
absolutely.
or
Derek Reno, yeah. We
Yeah.
snagged him from, unintentionally from another local distillery when he started with us, but he's been the brains behind that whole operation. I think this menu is
Oh yeah.
kind of collectively everybody's favorite menu, and we've got a really good rhythm now. We're already this menu just came out a month ago, and we're already working on the next one just because we're just kind of committed to spending that time and making sure each set of cocktails we put out is awesome. and just making sure we roll with it.
So, but that and with that comes the responsibility. I mean, of putting out the good stuff.
And what's cool is that I know you wanted to hit the ground running with the bourbon, but you were able to get your space settled and built and taken care of. And now that things are kind of taken care of, now you can play with all the fun
Well,
stuff.
we talked about that. The fact that the official release date it will be. Once this podcast won't drop till next week, and the release date will already have come and gone. But it's funny. The release date was the 27th, supposedly. But you told me before we started the podcast, it's already on the shelf.
It's well, that's part of working with the state. Is we in the past have gotten burned. We want it on the shelf at a certain day, and by the time stuff flows through the system, it doesn't get there in time. So this time we did a little better planning, did it a little bit further ahead, said, okay, we've learned our lesson. We know exactly when it is. And it started showing up on shelves last week. We're like, okay, well, that's
that's a good problem
That's a
to
good
have,
problem.
right?
It's people are playing
oh my
with
gosh,
it,
they're buying
tasting
our
it.
whiskey early. Yeah.
Dang.
I saw it on the shelf last week. I was like, oh, look at that.
Like,
Nice
hold
label.
on, wait, what? Yeah.
And what other states are you guys in at this point?
So we've started distribution into Kentucky. We've got a little bit of stuff down there, and we're starting. This is kind of the big one. Starting next week, so roughly when this podcast drops, we'll be starting online sales.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so 48 states.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Big time.
Except for Ohio, because it's illegal to buy liquor on Ohio.
No,
No.
you say
that
the two
like-
are
what do
two
you
are
mean?
Utah and Tennessee.
All right, I'll cut that out.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't allowed to buy it. I thought
it was
You
like
can
outs-
buy it, we just can't ship it
Yeah.
here.
you can't ship it.
So we have to go through
So
another.
you're
We have to
kinda-
go through
you're
a
like
third-party
half right.
company who.
You were
a
ready
couple
to-
to catch
you're-
it out of Ohio back into Ohio.
You got to send it to Bob, and then Bob.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
so
And
somebody
then
in
it goes to
Cleveland who
you.
wants our stuff, we ship it down to Tennessee, and they buy it and they ship it back up to Ohio for us.
Was it intimidating to send your
it
product
works.
down to Kentucky, where supposedly that's the only place where you can really make good bourbon and whiskey is Kentucky, which we know is wrong.
Right.
Yeah, but was it intimidating to bring your product
It's intimidating
down
to jump into another state and see what we feel like we have a grasp on what Ohio is and what Ohio's about. Jumping into another state and using, luckily when we're moving into Kentucky, we had a very supportive liquor store, Party Source, specifically requested for us to start distribution
Party
into
Source is
Kentucky.
big.
I love Party Source.
is
I go
big.
there every time.
Party Source is a big. If Party Source,
Are you looking
if
for-
Party
are you looking
Source
for
is
endorsement?
asking, that's kind of like
Party Source is asking, and the distributors
they're big.
the distributors we talked to said Party Source has never asked us to carry somebody. So whatever you guys want, and we're like, okay, cool,
Pretty cool.
we'll do that. Kind of didn't know what we were getting into, but using it as kind of a test subject for like where else are we going to go? We don't we don't want this to just be here.
Like they are, like at Watershed and other Ohio distillers. Are they just as supportive in Kentucky, or are they too like hoity-toity?
The people or
the other whiskey distillers.
I mean, they're on a different scale.
Yeah,
so that's
they are.
always
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
always
you're
fun
talking-
to look at.
yeah.
That said, we're stepping in with craft rum, and I don't know of any other craft rum distilleries
Exactly.
in Kentucky. So,
right.
kind of trying to capture that.
We don't craft rum. No, we don't. We make whiskey.
Vodka, gin, and whiskey. That's
Yeah,
about it.
man. I
Just
mean,
lost all of your Kentucky.
You got
And,
it.
Genevieve. What was it? Genevieve.
Yeah.
I still have a little bit of that left
I
as
still
well.
have some too. I tried to make. I think I told you this. I tried to make a.
What'd you do? What'd you do wrong?
That's the second part of his story.
What's the? A white. I tried to make a White Russian with it, and
You failed miserably.
Well,
With the Geneva?
With what?
Oh, that's wild.
That's weird. Okay.
So we give him credit for trying.
I give you credit for creativity.
because someone, you or someone,
That's
maybe
interesting.
Jesse Hubbard was like, yeah, you could just substitute anything you would substitute, like vodka or gin, and just try it. That was like the loose idea. And I was like, all right, well, how about a White Russian? My point was it was not good.
But you tried.
But there's milk or cream and white rice. So I mean, when you add milk to any liquor, you got
there's a risk to be taken here. Yeah.
So for the Geneva, I would say more chocolatey. You don't want to go full milk. You
So
want chocolate
make
so
so
like
a
a
brown
black soap,
brown
like
Russian with chocolate milk. There we go.
Brown rush.
Yeah, that might work.
Okay. But I give you extra credit for trying.
Well, because I've never had it before. I mean, no one's ever had it before,
Right.
really.
Very-
And so you're like, well, what are you going to do with it besides just drink it straight?
You don't know until you try.
Right.
Right. And and then if it would have gone the other way, you could have stumbled.
I would have been a hero.
You would have stumbled across this amazing cocktail.
That's right.
You'd be
Books would have been
call it
written
the
about you.
A hero.
you see that little footnote at the bottom. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
We're gonna come up with a cocktail. I like that, the Hansberry. We're gonna come up with a cocktail called the Hansberry.
A gallon of milk and a shot.
We're gonna
of
come up
whiskey.
with a cocktail called the Hansberry. And in the description will be some sort of 100 proof whiskey into a 40 proof bottle.
There you go.
What's the have you guys heard of the Blackout Rage Gallon?
Oh, the blog or
Borg,
That's
right?
it.
Borg.
No.
So it's apparently this
Jungle
quote
juice.
unquote trend with the kids where they show up to parties with their own alcohol in a gallon jug and they drink that throughout the night. Yours would be involving a gallon of milk.
Yeah, that would work, I think. Yeah. That's not a good party to attend.
I want to vomit already. Just thinking about
I'm
it.
not going to that fucking party.
I've tried the gallon challenge. I stopped very early in the process.
I can just say everybody, Hansberry here yet? He's bringing the milk, right? He's bringing the milk, right?
I'm like,
Yeah!
I'm like 6.
the good milk.
2% whole. What you want, bitches?
I'm outside.
Vitamin D.
I'm outside the Kroger. Can you buy me a gallon of milk, please?
That's great.
Oh, yeah. We're coming up with a cocktail called the Hansberry before it's all said and done. And
the lactose intolerant kids.
And you'll know you arrived. You'll know you have arrived when it's actually a cocktail at their bar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a
Be
milk-based
a special
cocktail.
night.
Well, speaking of making something happen, we've discussed back and forth. We've talked and so forth and so on about the ground up. We've never discussed it on the podcast. We talked about actually
A whiskey business bourbon,
from the ground up.
starting from scratch.
Yes.
We got to follow through this time.
No. There's been a lot of stuff. They've been busy. We've been busy, and so forth and so on. But we've never put it out there to be held accountable.
True. Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah.
So now let's as we get ready to wrap things up, let's make ourselves accountable. Is this still a possibility to do
It's
something?
absolutely on the table.
To do something to create our
We would love to do that.
to create a mash bill of our own. And
Let's figure out what you guys like, and we'll kind of reverse engineer it from there. Figure out what those are made out of. Bring you in. Let's mash it. Let's let it
I've said
ferment.
on the
Let's
record,
distill
ink
it.
and cigarettes. You know,
Right?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that from last
yeah,
time.
Should be
that's what
smoking
Bidinger
in
says.
some sense.
ink and cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know, it tastes like.
Because I'm a tactile person.
I think that's definitely the name. Ink and cigarettes.
Ink
There you go.
No, but seriously, I mean,
Absolutely.
No, absolutely. That was.
we need to start sooner than later because I'm not getting any younger. Even though the over/under on me is 84.
2-3 years.
Yeah, even though your lung scans are clear, you got to make sure
Things
you get
could go
something in.
horribly wrong.
Can we just slap our name on one of these?
No, but I feel confident that we could actually do it because we did a barrel selection with our friends at Watershed.
Absolutely.
And that.
You still have any of that?
No,
I think I'm the only one.
I'm
You
the
gone.
last
No,
bottle.
no.
I bought the second to last
collect.
bottle. I bought the second to last bottle and
think
took it
I've
down to
got
Florida
I
to
got
my
a half
brother-in-law.
bottle.
But it's gone.
Gone,
That
drunk,
barrel sold.
consumed.
They put it on their. They actually had it on their whiskey flight menu at the restaurant, and people liked it, and they bought it. But that was just us selecting,
Picking something.
picking something that we out of 4 or 5 barrels that the Watershed had, and going back and forth, and we chose wisely. Obviously, it was a great barrel. It was a great.
We
barrel.
could have threw a dart at the lineup, and it would have been
Right,
great.
those are the last two that were
No,
really
no,
fun.
no.
I mean,
No.
we are so
No.
good at it.
No. Having gone on various trips with the state of Ohio to pick barrel selections for the state, I say no.
Okay, all right.
I stand. Yeah, I
Fair
stand.
enough. All right.
I stand by my very discriminate palate and say no. We chose. It took a minute to get the right
We
one.
tasted everything like 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
but it intrigues the hell out of me to actually start from ground.
What would be the
Let's do
first
a
step?
barrel
Okay, we
creation.
give you our profile of what we.
So
would
yeah, I
like.
think
Then
we can
what?
kind of start wherever. We can start if you guys know what you want. That's one thing. Otherwise, let's walk through your favorite whiskeys, figure out what they come from, and try to create something based on that.
Yeah. Look at other mash bills and stuff. And
Are there
Figure out which ones
ingredients
will work.
that match our personalities?
you could do something really unique
We
if you wanted
we can
to.
create
Do
it
that.
totally custom like that.
See,
We can put
that
ink
could
in
get
it.
Do I
complicated.
need?
We
We
just
just
can't call it
tobacco
straight bourbon
leaves
if we
and
put
ink
ink
in
in
the
it.
actual
Yeah.
barrel?
What's
Is
that?
what you have to
No,
do?
no, we don't want ink in the actual barrels, and we don't want smoke in the
How
actual. We
about,
want flavor smoke.
That's right.
But I can tell you right now, and I don't know if these guys will agree with me, but I'm a big. That's why I like your rise. I know that mine would probably out of the gate would have a higher rye content.
I was going to ask you, in
Okay.
the whiskey business, the whiskey, is it a rye? that
It would
you
it would have a higher rye content for me out of the
What if
gate.
it's
but
50-50?
once
I would
again,
go for
What
that.
would you call
I
it? At
defer,
exactly
I
50-50.
defer to my.
It's just a whiskey then, right?
Just a whiskey.
Yeah, it's just an
What's
American
that?
whiskey.
I said
We've always
right at
wanted to do that.
50-50.
We've always thought that would be a cool
50
experiment
rye,
to
50
do.
whatever.
Right.
I'm talking about the mash bill. If
The
it's
mash bill.
50% rye and 50% corn or wheat
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever,
just-
It's neither
it
a
rye
bourbon
or
nor a
you know
rye.
what I'm saying?
We've always thought about it'd be a fun experiment
How
to
about,
do
you
a
know-
51% rye, 49% corn, and a
It's like-
51% corn, 49%
This is
rye.
At like the same
that
time as
one
bourbon.
one little percent, put them
Call
out
the
next to each
toss-up,
other.
call the
Yeah,
toss-up.
one's
Yeah,
bourbon,
College,
one's
when you
rye.
also
Yeah,
take
the
shots
toss-up.
of the Goldschlager.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have a little flakes
We should have
of
some
like
flakes
cigarette
of-
ash or something in it.
I was gonna say tape a
Start
cigarette
saving
on
your
the
ash. We're
outside
gonna
of
need
the
a lot.
bottle.
I mean, I could just not filter it when he pulls it out of a barrel. I mean, that'll get you some ash in there.
We can
Charcoal.
We can do an
It's like
we
doing charcoal.
filter ink and cigarettes. No, we would. It would have to be. We'd have to
We
come
can't
up with a
afford the gold. We
name.
can't afford the gold flakes
No.
and cigarette flakes. We can
No,
do.
we'd have to come
Yeah,
up with a
that'd be
good
weird.
name for it. Other
Bronze.
than whiskey. But yeah, no. Let's.
No, but
And,
for sure,
and we're
yeah.
talking about
Bronze
a
flake.
process that would take a minimum of 2 years.
Absolutely, yeah. If we, going from start to finish, the easy part is the mash distillation and putting it in the barrel, and then the waiting. The waiting is the hardest.
Already
part.
makes me nervous because if you suck, if you fuck it up, you
Right.
you have 2 years before you.
Before you even know it.
Yeah,
They were
It's-
gonna
it's
build it
nervous
up and
already.
build it up,
I mean,
and
not
all of a
even
sudden,
for us, but for you, all of a
It's
sudden,
kind
I'm
of a
like,
nerve-wracking
oh, fuck.
business
It
to
is,
be
yeah.
in. A little bit, yeah.
I
But
know.
you can definitely
I say-
taste it when it's going,
say-
and
yeah.
you can see where it's going.
Yeah, I can see.
You start to get a
shake my
feel
head
for
no.
it,
I
yeah.
say no. I say we will be able to guide this every step of the way.
Well, I think
I feel
so.
very
But
confident.
I'm just that's
Very, very, very
when you kind of
confident.
actually realize
Not
right,
cocky.
whatever you do right now, you're making a decision for 2 years.
But
in
you wouldn't
advance.
allow us to go off the rails, right? You would basically. Help
I'm
us
not
out
certain
a
that
little
I
bit,
have
right?
any control here about
you guys are-
staying on
you
or
guys
going
are
off
stupid.
rails.
No, here's the deal. I won't let you three go off the rails.
There we go.
That's the answer.
That's the better answer.
Yeah, I should have made that clear. You're right.
Yeah. I won't let you three go off the rails. I go, and I'll be very. Yeah, that's a good idea. No. No.
How creative you are. No.
No, it'll no. Honestly,
Get one shot at it.
these three guys, and Chip has joined our family officially here in the last year or so, but he's been with us prior to that. I would want it to be a collective process, so that each one of these guys could take pride in the fact that whatever winds up in those bottles after 2 years, they had a say in. So yeah,
So chocolate is on the table.
chocolate's definitely on the table.
A chocolate milk based.
No.
No, you didn't say chocolate milk.
No, chocolate. As far as a nose and whatnot,
Figure
it's
it out. We'll
definitely on
figure
the
it
table.
out.
Chocolate
Without a
malt,
doubt,
something like
yeah.
that. We've played a
You
little
say
bit
that
with chocolate
jokingly,
malts.
but-
Yeah.
But why not?
That's
Yeah, you can do some chocolate
Yeah.
malts.
I like
for
that.
sure.
Or
That
Sometimes,
Bavarian
yeah.
Rhapsody we referenced that definitely had some chocolate malt in it.
Yep. Yeah, you think anyway. You don't
Well, as
know.
far as
You
we
didn't
know.
write it down.
Well, yeah. Didn't. Not so good at note taking and things, and when I do, they get lost.
Some licorice in there.
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't know this listening and watching, but we started this podcast a little late, so we're going to start wrapping it up so everybody can get home by midnight. And I want to thank both of you for coming on. As soon as I saw that when I was aware of everything coming out, and actually, can you make it? And I appreciate you opening up your schedules to join us. Kind of at the last and be our first podcast back after an unintentionally long spring break. Like I said, our schedules were
These things
crazy, but
happen.
we're thrilled to be back, and we're going to continue to be back on a regular basis again. We promise you, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up in the future.
Can I hit the business, or you got something?
I'm going to tease some of the stuff that's coming up.
Please.
We've got our friend Georgie Caliotis coming back.
Oh, sweet. He's still
coming
in town.
back. And I found out today that for those of you who are Columbus-centric, Dr. B from COSI,
Just this morning, he said he would.
he is the
Dr. B?
Dr. B.
Oh.
You know who I am? Brentley?
know exactly who he is.
Frederick Brentley? Bertley?
Yeah.
Bertley? I forget it.
He's the man. He's the man in charge at COSI.
Yep.
He's a Scotch drinker,
Oh.
and he wants to bring his own personal bottle to
He's
the
like,
podcast.
I'll bring my own. We're like, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, turn us on, big brother.
COSI just won a prestigious award for being the number one.
Yeah, it's like from the White House. It's
From the White House.
basically
He's going to the White House to accept
Very
the
cool.
award.
Dr.
Very
Joe
cool.
Biden will be shaking his
Yeah.
hand.
Anyway,
Very cool.
and I need to follow back on something that popped into our feed a while back, and I need to follow up the former mayor of Columbus, Michael Coleman.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Wants
Nice.
to come on the podcast as well.
We can ask him
cool.
about this gun stuff.
No, we're not going to ask him
No.
about the gun stuff.
Why not?
He wants to talk about other fun experiences that he
Okay.
had as
All right.
mayor.
All right.
I
There's enough seriousness
All right,
going
all
on
right.
in
There
the
you
world because it's in our faces on
I
a
feel
daily
like it's been
basis,
like Batman.
24/7.
You know, Batman.
know?
Like this the mayor and like Commissioner Gordon are like behind the. We need a crackdown on crime. I feel like feel like we're in a Batman cartoon right now.
Okay.
We're gonna cut that
yeah,
out,
sounds
too.
like it. COSI guy.
But it's Bazooka Joe, but yeah.
Bazooka Joe.
Right.
I want that turtleneck so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Do you?
Not really.
Because you have a long neck.
I do have a long neck, among other things.
All right.
Hands.
All right, so as we wrap up this evening, thank you once again for being our first podcast back after a nice long break. Continued success. Open invitation. If we can do anything to help you in the future, don't hesitate. I just happenstance happened to. Oh my God, it's coming out on the 27th. You guys available on Wednesday? We'll bump whatever we got because all we had for this particular podcast was us. You know, just to get reacquainted,
Yeah.
and get back and nobody cares about us.
I didn't even want to come.
If somebody else wants to hear you are going to show
Nobody
up.
cares about us.
Because of the late hour, Dino, this is like whiskey business after dark. You know?
It's only 10 o'clock, you fucking wieners.
I am so old.
Again, I was trying to give the illusion that we were going into the midnight hour with this one. I was trying to create an atmosphere.
It worked.
Ooh, that's what
Apparently, after being off a month, we're
we're a little loose. Some things are a little.
and whatever
The rails
I asked,
are like this.
Whatever I asked you to do earlier, you're not doing it. Anyway, Nikhil, Sharoff, and Joe Bidinger, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
Bravo. Thank
Love
you
being
so
here.
much. And everything's great. Everything's great. I love the whiskeys. Being my favorite, I adore the ryes.
Thank you.
I adore the ryes. They're great. But the whiskeys, man, you guys are on the first one out of the gate. Bravo. You got nothing but pride on that one.
Really good.
Trying our best.
Really good. Smooth. And then the which one was it?
The rye. and
No.
the-
The other.
The single barrel?
The single barrel. Yeah.
Yeah. September.
A little dirtier, a little
Yeah.
a little naughtier.
Nice.
So
But
you got
fun.
choices there, people, when you're going out there. So congratulations on everything and continued success. All right, we're gonna wrap it. What are you doing?
I'm just putting
what are
a
you
little
What are
taste of
you
this.
doing?
Just a splash.
Real quick though, Dina, before he gets into the
I know
business.
we'll close up with the business, but this is the guy that I have to call in the morning
But
and make sure that
before.
he's up to go to work.
Right.
I'll be on to
True, you'll be there.
You will.
We have to mention that the premise is June 8th.
That's right. The offshoot.
We have to-
the offshoot of whiskey business.
We
The
need more
premise.
people there, guys. So if anybody's listening, we need more people.
The premise is, we should have done that in the beginning as well. The premise is June 8th at the Upfront performance stage.
Yes.
At Shadowbox Theater on June the 8th.
This was so fun. We were doing it. We were on a roll before COVID, and then it just kind of got. But so we did one back in April,
Yes.
And because of our schedules and
I
vacations,
know.
we had to
Yeah,
cancel
yeah,
May.
spring break.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's just people like being out. You know what I mean? And like it's this cool venue where it's small enough, but it's big enough where it was fun watching the comedians just kind of like. I don't know. I want to say work the room, but they were just kind of like
it was
just
we
kind of
had-
real loose
we
and
had
goosey. It was
amazing talent
fun.
on the first show and a small crowd. I wish that they deserved a bigger crowd, but
Yeah.
it was the first one out of the gate.
For our
so I
new
get it.
listeners, what is the premise? How does it work? What's the
The
format?
premise is we have two comedic performers that are handed a comedic premise that night. Unbeknownst to them, they have no idea what it is. They have 20 minutes to then write 5 minutes of stand-up comedy, and then they present it. And while they're working on it, we have a guest comedian who comes in and performs and does a 15-minute set, then sits down with me and we talk for a little bit. And then when the 20 minutes are up, the boys or the girls come out and do their 5 minutes that they've had based on the premise that they got that night. And the audience decides on who's the winner. There are no losers, in my opinion. Everybody has a
Very
great
cool.
time.
What are some sample premises that people have been given?
This, what was the last
Last one was parents.
was parents.
So like
yeah,
good or
they're
bad,
They're very,
whatever.
There's a wide berth.
Okay.
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, we try to keep it simple so they can pull from various aspects of their lives and situations in order to. I mean, we don't want to be super specific. Like the mail, your mail, go.
on Tuesday last week.
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah. What did you
5
get?
minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes on your mail.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we won't. We
Kittles, such a great
Kittles.
place.
So,
Tickets are available right now online.
Yeah, they are.
We'll put those on Facebook, our Facebook account.
Go
and
ahead.
other
Finish up
places.
the rest of the business while you're talking.
I will hit Echo Business next, but yeah, we have social media. Whiskey Business is on Facebook, Instagram, social, Twitter. WhiskeyBusinessPod.com is our website where we've got all sorts of stuff, some pictures, writings, different things, videos, some fun videos that you guys have made. Also, thank you for rating and reviewing Whiskey Business on your favorite podcasting app. We appreciate that. And subscribing on YouTube.
That helps.
Smash that button. Click that little ding bell button right there.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm a little slow because I got to pick up the mic.
And
Nikhil
you're
got the good
and you're
mic.
a little slow.
That's right. That's right.
That's true.
No, we just appreciate you guys listening and share it with your friends. But let's hit some of the Echo locations of the bottle shop, the bar, social media.
Yeah, the bar and bottle shop, 985 West 6th Avenue, down in Grandview area of Columbus, www.echospirits.com. And we're on Facebook and Instagram as Echo Spirits, also the bar at Echo Spirits, if you want to see bar kind of specific content.
And then when did you say you could buy online?
Beginning of June is what we're targeting. And who knows? The website's up. They've got the stuff. Maybe
Well,
tomorrow.
yeah, this is
Who
coming out
knows?
the
Yeah,
last week. of
based
May,
on the
so
fact that your
we'll
whiskey
see.
got
Right
put
there.
on shelves early, who knows?
I don't have a lot of control over
And-
anything.
And
we
then
can't-
from your website, then.
Yeah, we'll put
Echo
links on our website.
Spirits.
It's barrelstation.com.
And we can't say on this particular podcast, but more accolades are coming.
More accolades are coming.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
More
yeah.
accolades to come.
Specific to the
and
bar. We're
deservingly
super,
so.
super excited about that
Yeah.
one.
Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Great to see you both live and in person again. Continued success with everything, and thank you so much. My name is Dino Tripodis. On behalf of John Whitney on the video side, Greg Hansberry on the audio side, and Chip Kossel on all sides. Yeah. My name is Dino Tripodis. Until the next bottle, or in this case, bottles, see ya.
Good night, everybody.